men's compound bronze. And America will be represented by Braden Gellenthien as he makes his way onto the platform to shoot here in Mexico City for the 2017 Hyundai Archery World Championships. Braden Gellenthien comes in here by way of knocking off Steve Anderson, his teammate Chris Schaff, and then Stefan Hansen defeated him. You can see 9.86 points per arrow for the man from Massachusetts, Braden Gellenthien. And joining him, Pierre-Julien Deloche from France. He knocked off Domagoy Gudin in the quarter, and then was defeated by his teammate, Sebastien Pinault. Pierre-Julien Deloche has been in and out of archery here recently due to illnesses in his family. 3 different family members in the last 2 years have fallen victim to cancer, and it's been a very trying time for the Frenchman.
And cancer sucks. We've talked about it too much already today. And yeah, PJ in his first year back on the circuit after a run at the world #1 for a while. It's good to see him back. Always one of the best competitors. And we had to know he was going to be ready to go here at the World Championships.
All right, so as we get ready to shoot, PJ will start us off. And a 9 for him.
Out the left. Everybody's been going out the left. I bet Braden paid attention to that.
Now Braden
I have my doubts that he will go out the left.
If you watched the team match earlier today, Braden with a 10. If you'll notice, Braden shooting with a different bow. That's the new Matthews TRX 38. There was nothing wrong with the bow that he was shooting before, his Comp X. He just wanted to bring the 38 out. He said that he was feeling a little jittery and wanted a longer axle-to-axle bow to give him a little bit more forgiveness and easing and aiming since the team competition earlier on today.
Yeah, he didn't shoot too hot in our team round.
He certainly got it dialed in right now. So that brand new bow only introduced a couple of weeks ago from Matthews, and he got it, put it together, and it's already paying dividends for him as now PJ with a solid 10. So now can Braden keep this going? XX so far. And he does.
Yeah.
What a group. So, talking about a longer axle-to-axle, more forgiving bow, Steve, what does that really mean?
Well,
in theory.
in theory, the physics of it would say that, the longer the stick, the harder it is to torque very far off its axis. In reality, it's fairly similar, but there's the other side of it where it just might fit a guy a little better. String angle is a little more gradual, brings the peep a little closer to your eye, which can be more comfortable for some people. You're looking at about a 2-inch difference in axle to axle between the two bows. It's not huge.
But mentally, if he really thinks it's going to help him, is the biggest difference?
Yeah, if you didn't shoot well, you got another bow in the case, and you feel like it might help, yeah, just swap it out.
Yeah, worked for you.
Yep.
As you sit here with the brand new gold medal around your neck. And no, he's not actually with it around his neck. He's not that tacky.
It's in
Although I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't blame him, Steve.
I hope it's still there.
Yeah, don't mention that out loud. Pierre-Julien Deloche.
There it is.
Yep. 35 years old, world ranking right now 14th.
Yep. Yes.
Good.
Just out.
Just out.
Yep.
50 meters downrange, 55 yards is the distance between the shooting line and the target. And Braden.
Same thing, also just out.
Giving a little thinky winky. PJ with his tried and true Hoyt.
Yes.
Nice delivery there.
In the middle.
Getting it right on target.
Yeah, good to see PJ back. rough couple years for him.
Rough couple years. And there's Braden. He answers right back, so he'll hold on to that 1-point lead. Yeah, having a conversation yesterday with PJ Deloche, and he was really going in detail of what his life has been like the last couple of years. Was just, extremely interesting to listen to what he was saying. And, he wanted me to really understand, Steve, that as you look at these sporting athletes, that they're not just athletes, that life creeps in, that they're human beings
right.
as well. And that sometimes in your career, you've got to just deal with what life throws at you. And in talking to PJ about getting to this bronze medal match, I said, what does it really mean for you? And he said, to be completely honest, it's just an honor to get here. Coming back the way he has recently and having missed so many arrows, so many practice arrows, over the last, couple of years, he's surprised himself, and he's really happy being here, and his attitude about making it to the Mexico City 2017 Hyundai Archery World Championship onto this stage to shoot for bronze. He's a pretty happy guy.
See, I'm not surprised whatsoever. He was a world #1 prior to his sabbatical, his forced sabbatical from archery.
Yep.
Not at all surprised to see him back on top, competing at a high level and making the French team.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not surprised to see him here in the final. Honestly, I am a bit surprised that he didn't go all the way through. He was shooting really well, and he ran into his teammate Sebastian Pinot, who was shooting equally as well. So my initial pick when I looked at the brackets was that PJ would be there in the gold final. I'll say it, the bottom half of the bracket was a little bit weaker than the top half, and it looked like a good route for him to get there. But whenever you hit a semi, you run into a good shooter and someone who's shooting good that day too.
Speaking of shooting good,
yeah, Braden's got a few X's in there.
that was his 6th X so far in this match.
I gave him a point. Yeah, and I like to say, good match is about 8 X's or better. You're getting over half of them in the X ring.
Yeah.
There's another one. In a final, that 8 X's might be hard to come by. Just get as many 10s as you can.
Now, Braden was shooting well leading up to the match. Obviously, you guys had a shoot off. It was 149 to 149 at a possible 150. He was able to win that match literally by a millimeter. I'm sure something that's going to haunt you for a while. But and then he got Chris Schaff, 148 to 147. But for Braden, Steve, when you're going into, that you're shooting for a medal match, and you got to go up against Stefan Hansen. You've been up against Stefan plenty of times.
Yeah, and Stefan was not missing much on Thursday or whatever day we did this. I think he only dropped 2 points the whole day.
The whole day.
Yeah.
And not feeling well.
Yeah, he's been a little sick, but yeah, and Braden and I, we saw that we were in the same bracket again. I mean, this is the 7th or 8th time we've shot against each other this year, and the front half of the year was my half, and the back half of the year has been his half, and that's kind of how it goes. And honestly, for me, yesterday, I realized I've got to go in, and I've been on a little bit of a plateau. I've got to find a way to improve. So, if Stefan can go out and shoot 150, and then, 149, 149, I certainly can too. So, looking to figure out a way to do it, and I'm kind of excited about the idea of searching for something that helps me improve.
That's good. Well, hopefully you'll get a little bit of a break, though, a little bit of downtime as a lot of these archers look at PJ now, dropping another point.
Yeah, it's probably, Braden's not going to drop 3 more, I don't think.
Little English there. He knew he was trying to get it up.
But his bad shots are going in. It's when you're feeling pretty good about your shooting.
Now that's basically when his shot breaks and the dot is just not in the exact spot he wants, right?
Yeah, you might see it falling out the bottom. So realistically, I mean, as the shot broke, he's probably still in the 10, obviously. You're not actually giving the arrow any English, but you're more thinking that. It's the subconscious work, and you're trying to work the bow back the right direction.
Another X for Braden. Good shot by PJ Deloche.
Yeah, PJ's kind of crept below the mark, and I always say,
Nice.
if you're going to win in a finals match, you still need a 147 or better. When you dip down into 146, it's really hard to win.
So far for Braden Gellenthien, he's only dropped 1 point in 4 ends. So it's 119 to 116 as we're heading into this final 3 arrows for the bronze medal. And you talked about it, Steve. So far, Braden's sitting on 8 X's.
Yep. Yeah, he could touch 11. The record, real wild, 150 with 12.
Wow. In an individual match.
Yeah.
150 with 12 X.
My best is 150 with 10, and I'm one of a handful of people to have ever done that.
That's amazing.
And that was really, really hard to do. And you might find a guy who will hit 12, 13 X's, but they've still got to put all 150 points on the board.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes one is the harder of the two, you know?
Right, sure.
When you get down to the end, and when Rio did it,
Yeah.
he was thinking, make sure you get the 150, because he was over the X threshold. It was the record was 10. When he got to 11, he just said, you know what, just make sure you shoot a 10.
Here we go, final 3 arrows of this match. For bronze, Pierre-Julien Deloche from France.
Yeah, little bobble there. I heard his coach call out 10 seconds. Sometimes when a coach does that, it can create a little bounce in your sight picture. I personally like the coach to come in at about 6 seconds, real softly, and slowly count it down. 10 is too early, in my opinion. I don't know if that's what happened to PJ, but sometimes that's what I see.
So PJ shooting that Hoyt Prevail up in the 9 ring. Braden, another 9. He's kind of got that cushion right now.
I don't know what, something change out there.
I mean, we felt the gust of wind, and the wind socks continue to kind of swirl around.
Maybe honeymoon phase is over.
Maybe we spoke too soon. And a good solid 10 to end the season for Pierre-Julien Deloche. A 7 to win for Braden Gellenthien.
I think we'll see an X here. Yeah.
There it is.
you can tell.
You just tell with the way his attitude is. So Braden Gellenthien will finish off the match, 147 points to 143. And he'll also walk away with
9 X's.
9 X's on the day. Pretty good out of 15 arrows. Am I right?
We might
6,
be,
7,
9
8,
X's.
9, Yep. So congratulations to the American. Obviously, he made that bow change from team rounds to this afternoon's bronze medal match, and it paid off for him. And he will have an opportunity to stand on the podium during the ceremonies a little later on. How would you rate your teammate's performance in that one, Steve?
I'd give him 8.8.
8. All right, I'm going to give him a 9.2.
All right. I don't think you.
Is that only because the last end he cut?
He gave it up.
Yeah, he did.
I could see it. It's an 8.9 maybe because of the number of X's.
Yeah. Question really, I think at this point is he going to go back and listen to this? Is he going to go back and watch it?
Yeah, he probably will. He will. He'll watch it tonight in the hotel.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, we're roommates, so.
Oh.
Now, you know what? More important than a rating on a 1 to 10, he got a win. That's what you want. Doesn't matter how. Get out of there with a victory.